What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Palantir and how they just received yet another massive government contract. But before we get into that, if you guys enjoy this video, please go down and smash that like button and hit the subscribe button along with turning on the notification bell so you never miss any of these videos that I post and you can stay up to date on your favorite stocks. Now, what exactly does Palantir do? For those of you who don't know, organizations or agencies come to them with problems. Usually they're operational or data-based problems, and they can use data analytics and algorithms to solve the problems for these companies. For example, if a large bank goes to them and says, we want to prevent foreclosures on our mortgages, but we don't really know how, Palantir would then model the real estate market and real estate credit, and then use predictive analytics to create a model to be able to tell the bank in each situation how to modify the loan. Let's take a look now at the new deal that Palantir has just gotten. Now, if we take a look over here, Palantir signs a $31.5 million deal with the UK's National Health Service, and this is estimated to be worth $31.5 million, and it is over 2 years. And basically, what this contract says is that it's going to enable the NHS decision makers to best plan the use of resources and improve patient care. Right now, they're going to use most of those resources for the pandemic, including the planning and operational rollout of the UK's vaccine program. This is extremely important because the governments need to make sure that they are rolling out the vaccines in the most efficient way possible in order to benefit its citizens. So in order to do this, they need to figure out who needs the vaccine first. Now, this could be the elderly population who is at a higher risk for complications from a COVID infection, and this would help in reducing hospital capacity if you could vaccinate these people first. And you could also give it to, let's say, younger college students that have more contact with others and have a higher likelihood of bringing the virus back home to their families. This article also says that it's able to allocate healthcare resources in emerging hotspots where the disease is flaring up. This is also very important because if you can figure out where the COVID infections are spreading the fastest and go and treat them as quickly as possible, you might have a better chance of limiting the spread even further. And it's also going to make sure that all of the medical facilities are supplied properly in a correct operational manner. So basically what this means is that it's going to take into account which hospitals are filling up the quickest and which resources they're using and running out of the fastest. So if a hospital is running out of PPE and another hospital is not, this algorithm and system is going to allow the government to go in and help get the necessary resources to the hospitals that need it the most. This is one of the many contracts that Palantir has gotten from the governments in the last few months in order to help with their handling of this pandemic. If we go over here, we can see that Palantir wins FDA contract to power drug review and inspections. Now, this was given to them by the FDA Center for Drug Evaluation and Research and the Oncology Center of Excellence, and this 3-year deal was worth $44 million. So right now we can see that Palantir is up to a little over $70 million worth of revenue in basically accounts receivable in the past month. Now there's one more that I'm going to talk about in a minute that is even larger than these two combined. Now this software is going to help the agency approve drugs, including possible pandemic treatments, and monitor the safety of items like hand sanitizer. Every single time Palantir gets one of these deals, the stock price tends to rise by a decent amount. As we can see here, Palantir shares were up 12% the day that this deal was released. Now, as of right now, government contracts accounts for about 50% of Palantir's yearly revenue. If we go over here, we can look at another United States government deal with Palantir and how the Army Vantage reaffirms Palantir partnership with a $114 million agreement, and this was kind of just like an extension. So now, last December in 2019, the Army selected Palantir for a $458 million production agreement to power this program, in order to facilitate data-driven decision-making. This is basically the predictive analytics that I talked about earlier, and the contract was for 1 base year, which was guaranteed, and then 3 option years. As I've talked about in my other videos, this contract basically meant that they were guaranteed for 1 year, and since the Army really liked the service that Palantir was providing them, they decided to extend this contract for another year. And I am assuming that since they have been doing an amazing job with all of their data analytics software abilities, they will be getting many more of these contracts in the near future, like we keep seeing every week with this company. In this statement at the end of this paragraph, we can see that the Palantir platform enables organizations to make better use of the data they have by breaking down silos and offering a single operating picture. All of these companies have an extreme amount of data that they are receiving and attempting to analyze in order to make good decisions, but they do not have the technological and data analytics capabilities that this company Palantir does. As I said earlier, basically what they're doing is taking all of the data and making it way simpler in order for the companies to make smarter and more effective decisions to improve their business or the operating capacity like we see in the United States government contract. If we go over and look at the Palantir chart on Webull's desktop, we can see that in early October that the stock was trading for around $10 and went on an absolute moon mission to $29. Everybody was making money hand over fist, especially option call holders. Those individuals, such as myself, I had a couple positions as well, were making an extreme amount of money during this time. Everything kind of chilled out right here, and we saw that Palantir's moon mission kind of got stifled. Now, this is through no fault of this company on their own. The only reason for this is bank downgrades. When banks see companies like this rally so much, they tend to think that the company's fundamentals do not justify the share price, which in some cases they are correct, but I think they are wrong in this case on Palantir. As we see, basically almost every couple of days they are getting a new contract in some form, whether it's a government contract or with a private or public business. If we go over and look at the option chain for Palantir, this is the January 15th expiration date, and we're going to look at the call options. We can see right here that the stock is trading for $28.69, and the $30 strike price has an open interest of around 50,000. And you can see that the price of this contract is $236, which each option contract controls 100 shares, so each contract would cost you $236. If you take this amount and multiply it by 50,000, you have an absurd amount of money betting on this strike price. Open interest basically means that these are the contracts that are out right now in the market that have not been closed or exercised. So these contracts are all available right now, and we can see over here that the volume of these contracts today was 18,000. So 18,000 of these contracts were traded today, which is an absurd amount. We can go out even farther to the $35 strike price and see that there is a little bit less, but still an absurd amount of interest on this contract as well. If you follow the flow of the options and you can see where the institutions are buying, Palantir looks like it's about to do another one of these moves and go parabolic. I could see this company going all the way up to $50 by the middle of 2021. If you guys liked this video, comment below your thoughts, especially with your price target for Palantir. Make sure you guys like and subscribe so you're never late on any one of these videos. And hope you guys have a great day.